Hi everyone, it's just Andy here from Your Perfect Practice. The point of this video is to go through the blog that we recently did, which I've attached into the YouTube link below for you to read. And it was just about the 5 principles of success in your private therapy practice. And these principles are based upon a very good mentor of mine, Mr. Chris Grimsley, which in the blog is a link, and I'll also attach it to this, to some NLP techniques that I've learned along the way, which has become very famous NLP with the likes of Tony Robbins and others who have used it. And I just wanted to share some ideas and thoughts that I believe have helped me become successful. Because I think everybody that enters any business, we have to aim, goes to become successful. No one enters any business to fail. So, these are a few things that I've learned along the way that have really helped me, and I thought it was only fair to share. So the first one that we discuss is to know your outcome. As therapists and clinicians, we spend an awful lot of time working with our clients to create an outcome, an end goal, a plan of where they want to be at the end. And that's something which, clinically, we teach an awful lot in our practice and with our coaching clients that, it's more than what pain is. We want to go, what's the dream goal? What is the goal of what's pain's gone? What can they do? And it has to be very specific, i.e., can you run a 10K in 49 minutes or under 49 minutes? So we're used to doing those kind of things, but when it comes to our businesses, we don't apply sometimes the same specificity as we would do with our clients. So, for me, when we, have a very clear goal-orientated outcome of where you want to go, I just put some points in here in the blog. Always make it positive. It's not what you want, it's what you want. It's not what you don't want, it's what you want. Okay, so make it very positive. It has to be very specific. So sometimes with our clients, we actually, if we're setting a 12-month goal, then we're actually setting a date and a time of where we can then, on that time and on that date, we can sit down and reflect. And that then allows us, so the next point is the size of our goal realistic, or are we over-egging it? So, looking at that and, making a goal, putting a date of what you'll achieve on that date. And almost imagine yourself in the future of you sitting there in that time, in that place, and going, right, to have achieved this goal in 12 months, this is what the world will look like for me. So you've got to imagine you're there, and then you've got to be realistic and honest with yourself to say, is that goal achievable? And if not, that's great. What you then do is you can break that goal down, and that might be your 3-year goal or your 2-year goal. So again, it's taking the time and the effort to worth doing this. And if you have got an outcome, just have a quick look through this blog again and just make sure that you've considered every single point. And is the goal realistic? Or are you underachieving? Could you do more? So, there's all this kind of things, And then the final point when you're looking at an outcome is what in NLP they call an ecology check. So what's the consequences of achieving this outcome? So say, for example, you're trying to grow your business and in the next 12 months, you're going to be opening your second clinic, or you're going to be taking on your first employee, or you're going to be taking on your first, opening another room, or whatever it is. There could be a consequence to that. There's going to be added stress, which could be consequence to you. It might mean that increased admin time. So again, when you get to a certain level, is the administration, how's that work? So you've got to think of the consequences to that and know those who are affected. So as you grow your business, one of the things could be affecting is that you see your family less in the short term to make the long-term goal to see them more. So there's a lot of things that I think when you're making a plan and an outcome is to really try and forecast what it's going to look like, how you're going to get there, and what are the consequences along the way, so you can plan to make sure that they don't become problems. And that's just something that, from our experience working with people, they not always do. They don't consider the consequences of when they get there, and it's only when they have to deal with them. So forward thinking and planning is always a good thing. So the second point is having sensory acuity. And I think this is a fantastic phrase, because what it means is understanding what is going around you. Having the nous that even when you're busy and you're tired and you're frustrated or you're excited and you're giddy, all these emotions that run through your head owning a business, that you still have the ability to recognize when things could be better, things are going wrong, or things are going well, and let's not change anything. So I think, having that skill is something which takes time to master and time to consider. A lot of the time we do this naturally, so our body language, we can tell if someone's upset with us or things aren't going to plan, or we've upset our partners, or our kids are fed up with us, whatever it is, our body language a lot of the time tells us. So the other thing is, do you have those systems in your business that gives you those same cues back? So again, it's having the skills to recognize when things are going well, having the tools within your business to make sure that you are giving you that information so you can adapt and do things. But also, one of the things is, if you have got a team, is making sure that you've got the ability to read your team like you probably would do with your partner or family and friends, to make sure that everything, is going well. And then the next point is having the behavioural flexibility to adapt. Again, this is one I have borrowed off Chris, behavioural flexibility, and it's a very nice NLP phrase. And all it means is, we have to adapt ourselves to others. I recently wrote a blog called The Chameleon Therapist, which basically talked in quite a lot of depth about this. And it talks about the fact that we have to be able to adapt ourselves to the client that we're working with. We're in a very high demanding business. The musculoskeletal, especially private therapy market, is expanding rapidly, with them opening up every single day, week, month. I'm sure you've experienced this around the corner from yourselves, and and all good. I still believe competition is good and healthy, and all it does is up the game of everybody. And those people who are willing to up the game are the ones that are going to be successful, and the ones that are going to have these skills of success and being able to adapt to their client are the more likely that are going to continue to thrive. So the behavioural flexibility is one, having the mindset shift that you need to do. Again, the blog that I wrote on that the owner mindsets is a fantastic way to think about this, and the entrepreneur, the manager, and the clinician, which I obviously stole from Mr. Gerber, and the E-Myth. So again, spending the time to think about, how can I adapt how I do? How can I behave different with my client and my management team and my, all the other people that you need to do, and to grow the business, how can you? Okay, so point 4 from the blog was simply to operate in the physiology and the psychology of excellence. Okay, what does this mean? Well, it's about simply getting yourself into a resourceful state. So in other terms, it means that sometimes you're going to be having a bad day. Things aren't going to go to plan. You may have fallen out with your partner, or you've had a bad drive to work, or anything that could have happened, okay? These states of negativity are not a good way to succeed. So the skill is recognizing you're in it, having that little word with yourself to say, right, things haven't gone to plan so far. That doesn't mean my whole day has to be wasted. Therefore, I need to snap out of it, get a grip, and then change my mindset to consider how I can turn this day around and how I can make it positive and productive. So, again, it's another skill of recognizing, that to be resourceful and to be the best you can be, you have to have the right state of mind and the right energy to be able to do that. So by you being able to accept that things aren't going to plan, to recognize that you're not in a resourceful state or a productive state, to change that mindset, to quickly adapt it back into a positive mindset, for me, is a fantastic skill that I learned, and it's helped me get to where I am. So, and again with that, there's lots of things. It's finding something that works well for you. So, for example, it could just be you put some music on that you like. It could be that you go for a walk and have a word with yourself. It could be that you listen to some music or a podcast or something that works well for you. It could even just be something like a Headspace app where you just have a meditate for 10 minutes and just come down, or have a mentor or somebody that you can talk to and chat through with it. So my last point is to take action. I don't know about you, but I'm constantly hearing from people, I'll try and do that, or I'll give it a go, or just go out and do stuff. You know, if you read any blog, if you read any success book of people that we see as the Bransons, all the people out there who have achieved stuff that we admire to work towards, they've all failed. But they've all failed because they've had a go. You know, they've done something and then they've got the skill set to realise, or the sense of acuity to realise what's not going to plan, have adapted through the behavioural flexibility, and then they've taken more action. So, you know, my final point today is that, you know, do take action, you know, and if you are struggling and you do need help, then that's what we're here for. I'd love to have a chat with you if we can help in any single way. You know, it'd be great to hear your comments of what we can do to offer, you know, through videos, through podcasts, through blogs, through webinars, that we can help you become more successful, more resourceful, and help you improve your business in any way. So be really interested to do. I'm really happy to share what we've done and what we've done well. So yeah, look forward to you. And if you want to contact, I will put the link below and I'll put my email address and the link below. If you want to fill your details in, it'd be great to have a chat, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. Bye.